The wind howled like a wounded animal, tearing through the silence of the night. Beneath the flickering glow of a single street lamp, a figure stood motionless, their shadow stretching long and thin across the cracked pavement. This wasn't just any moment, it was the kind of moment that defines a life. What would you do if everything you'd ever known was stripped away? If the world turned its back, and all you had left was the raw, unrelenting will to survive? Her name was Anna, and this was her breaking point, or so it seemed. But sometimes, the darkest moments are where resilience finds its voice. She took a breath, deep and deliberate, as if drawing strength from the very air around her. The storm inside her matched the chaos outside, but she refused to let it win. Her story isn't just about survival, it's about defiance, about finding light in the unlikeliest of places. How does someone rise from the ashes when the world expects them to crumble? Anna's answer was simple, one step at a time. Her journey wasn't glamorous or poetic, it was messy, raw, and real. Yet, it's in that rawness where true resilience is born. This is not just her story, it's a testament to the power of the human spirit. So, as the storm raged on, Anna took that first step. And in that moment, she became unstoppable. What does it mean to rise, to endure, to defy the crushing weight of despair? Resilience, the invisible thread woven into the fabric of humanity, is not just a word. It's a force, a silent rebellion against the darkest moments life can hurl at us. It's the quiet courage of a single mother working 3 jobs to feed her children. It's the unyielding spirit of a refugee rebuilding a life from ashes. It's the relentless hope of a survivor who refuses to let trauma define them. Is resilience born, or is it forged? The answer lies in the stories of those who've stared into the abyss and walked away stronger. Resilience is not a solitary act but a collective heartbeat. It's the neighbor who offers a hand, the community that rallies in crisis, the stranger who becomes a lifeline. It's the shared strength that reminds us we're never truly alone. But how do we find this strength when the world feels like it's collapsing? How do we summon the will to keep going when every step feels like a battle? This is not just a story of survival, it's a testament to the human spirit's indomitable ability to adapt, to heal, to thrive. Resilience doesn't mean the absence of pain, it means the refusal to let pain have the final word. It's the light that flickers in the darkest corners, the whisper that says, "You are still here. You can still go on." From the depths of personal loss to the chaos of global upheaval, resilience emerges as a universal truth. It's the common thread binding the farmer who replants after a storm, the artist who creates beauty from chaos, the activist who fights for justice against impossible odds. These are not tales of perfection but of perseverance, of ordinary people doing extraordinary things. So, what drives this unshakable force within us? Is it hope, love, desperation, or something deeper, something primal? Perhaps it's the sheer refusal to let life's storms extinguish our spark. Resilience is the ultimate act of defiance, a declaration that no matter how hard we fall, we will rise again. And in that rising, we find not just survival, but transformation. This is the core of our journey, a celebration of resilience as the heartbeat of humanity. It's a reminder that even in the shadows of despair, there is a whisper of hope, a promise of triumph. These are the whispers we'll follow, the stories we'll uncover, the truths we'll honor. Because resilience isn't just a trait, it's a legacy, a testament to the strength that lives within us all. Imagine standing on the precipice of despair, staring into the abyss of annihilation. How does humanity claw its way back from the brink? History whispers tales of resilience, stories that defy the odds and rewrite the narrative of survival. From the ashes of empires to the silence of forgotten villages, resilience is the thread that stitches the fabric of our collective past. But what does it truly mean to endure? Let's journey through time and space to uncover the indomitable spirit of those who refuse to be erased. The story begins in ancient Rome, where the Vestal Virgins, guardians of sacred flame, faced unimaginable pressure. Accused of breaking their vows, they were buried alive, yet their legacy endured, a testament to their unyielding faith. Fast forward to the Middle Ages, and we find the Jewish communities of Spain during the Inquisition. Forced to convert or flee, they carried their traditions in secret, preserving their identity against all odds. Resilience wasn't just survival, it was rebellion. Across the globe, in feudal Japan, the samurai code of Bushido taught warriors to embrace death with honor. Yet, even in defeat, their spirit lived on, shaping a culture that thrived through centuries of turmoil. Who could forget the Haitian Revolution, where enslaved people rose against their oppressors, forging the first free black republic in the Americas? Their triumph wasn't just a victory, it was a seismic shift in the course of history. And then there's Warsaw, 1944, where the Jewish ghetto uprising became a beacon of defiance against the Nazi regime. Outnumbered and outgunned, they chose resistance over surrender, their courage echoing through the ages. These stories aren't just footnotes, they're blueprints of resilience. They remind us that even in the darkest moments, the human spirit can ignite a flame that no storm can extinguish. What drives us to rise? What fuels our refusal to be silenced? Perhaps the answer lies in the whispers of those who came before us, those who dared to hope when hope seemed lost. Their legacy isn't just history, it's a call to action, a reminder that resilience isn't just surviving, it's thriving against all odds. Resilience is not a trait we're born with, it's forged in the crucible of struggle. But what does it take to transform pain into power? What drives individuals to rise, time and time again, when the weight of the world threatens to crush them? The answer lies in the stories of those who've walked through the fire and emerged not just intact, but stronger. Their journeys reveal a truth that's both humbling and inspiring: hardship is not the end of the road. It's the beginning of something extraordinary. Take the tale of a single mother who, after losing her job, worked 3 shifts a day to keep food on the table. Exhausted and overwhelmed, she could have given up. Yet, she didn't. Why? Because within her burned a fire, a determination to carve out a better life for her child. Her struggles didn't weaken her, they became the foundation of her strength. Every sleepless night, every tear shed, every setback faced, they all became bricks in the fortress of her resilience. Or consider the athlete who suffered a career-ending injury, only to reinvent himself as a coach and mentor. His dream was shattered, but his spirit wasn't. How does one find the courage to start over when everything they've worked for is taken away? The answer lies in the ability to see beyond the immediate pain, to glimpse the possibilities that lie on the other side of despair. Resilience is not about avoiding failure, it's about embracing it as a stepping stone to greatness. And then there are the communities, entire neighborhoods devastated by natural disasters, that rebuild from the ashes. When homes are reduced to rubble, what remains? The unshakable bond of human connection. Together, they rise. Together, they rebuild. Resilience is not just an individual trait, it's a collective force, a testament to the power of unity in the face of adversity. So, what does it mean to be resilient? It means looking hardship in the eye and saying, "You will not break me." It means finding light in the darkest of places, hope in the midst of despair, and strength in the face of weakness. Resilience is born from struggle, yes, but it thrives in the hearts of those who refuse to be defeated. It's a whisper in the storm, a promise that no matter how hard the journey, the destination is worth the fight. Resilience is not a solitary act. It's not just one person standing against the storm, it's a chorus of voices rising together, a symphony of strength that echoes through entire communities. Think about it: when disaster strikes, who rebuilds? When oppression looms, who resists? It's not individuals, it's collectives, bound by shared purpose and unyielding hope. Resilience is a thread woven through the fabric of society, stitching together lives, dreams, and futures. And in those moments of collective struggle, we see humanity at its most powerful, its most defiant. How do communities survive wars, famines, and pandemics? They lean on each other, finding strength in unity, courage in connection. It's in the shared meals after a hurricane, the protests that fill the streets, the whispers of solidarity in the darkest hours. Resilience is not just surviving, it's thriving together. Look at the Kurdish women of Rojava, building a society from the ashes of conflict. Or the residents of Chernobyl, reclaiming their land decades after disaster. These are not individual victories, they are collective triumphs, forged in the fires of shared struggle. Communities don't just endure, they transform, adapt, and rise. Resilience is a dance, and every step is taken together. So, what does it mean to be resilient? It means to belong to a family, a neighborhood, a movement. It means to draw strength from others and to give it back tenfold. Resilience is not just about bouncing back, it's about moving forward, together. And in that unity, there is an unbreakable force, a power that no disaster, no oppression, no despair can ever extinguish. What does it mean to rise from the ashes? To stare into the abyss of despair and emerge not just intact, but transformed? Resilience isn't just about survival, it's about evolution. It's the alchemy of pain into purpose, the quiet yet seismic shift that reshapes who we are. Consider the stories of those who faced unimaginable adversity, the single parent working 3 jobs to provide for their child, the athlete who rebuilt their body after a devastating injury, the artist who channeled heartbreak into a masterpiece. These aren't just tales of endurance, they're blueprints for profound personal growth. How does resilience spark such transformation? It begins with a choice, a refusal to let circumstances define you. When life knocks you down, it's not the fall that matters, but what you do next. Do you stay on the ground, or do you rise, stronger and wiser than before? Every setback becomes a lesson, every hardship a stepping stone. Resilience teaches us to navigate the storm, not just to endure it, but to harness its power. It's in the crucible of struggle that we discover our true strength, our hidden potential. But transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow, deliberate process, a series of small victories that accumulate into something extraordinary. Think of the tree that grows from a crack in the pavement, its roots breaking through concrete to reach the light. Resilience is that relentless pursuit of growth, even in the harshest conditions. It's about finding meaning in the mess, beauty in the brokenness. Those who embrace this journey don't just rebuild their lives, they reinvent them. And what emerges from this process? A deeper understanding of self, a newfound clarity about what truly matters. Resilience strips away the superficial, leaving only the essential. It teaches us gratitude, compassion, and the value of every fleeting moment. Those who've walked through the fire often speak of a profound sense of peace, a quiet confidence that comes from knowing they've faced their worst fears and emerged victorious. This isn't just survival, it's transcendence. Resilience is the ultimate act of defiance, a refusal to be defined by pain, a declaration that our stories are not over. It's the spark that ignites transformation, the force that propels us toward a brighter, bolder future. So, when life tests you, when the weight of the world feels unbearable, remember this: resilience isn't just about bouncing back. It's about leaping forward, forever changed, forever stronger. This is the power of resilience, the whisper that says, you can, you will, and you'll be better for it. In the heart of Detroit, amidst the crumbling facades of a forgotten neighborhood, there lived a man named Marcus Green. Once a promising high school athlete, Marcus found himself spiraling into a life of addiction and despair after a devastating injury shattered his dreams. How does one rebuild a life when the foundation has been reduced to dust? Marcus's story is not just one of survival, it's a testament to the unyielding power of the human spirit. By the time he hit rock bottom, Marcus was homeless, estranged from his family, and battling demons that seemed insurmountable. But deep within him, a flicker of hope remained. Could he claw his way back from the abyss? The answer would come in the most unexpected of places, a community center tucked away on a quiet street, where a group of strangers would become his lifeline. It was here that Marcus found something he hadn't felt in years: purpose. Through a mentorship program aimed at helping troubled youth, Marcus began to confront his past, piece by painful piece. He shared his story with teenagers who saw their own struggles reflected in his eyes. Slowly but surely, he started to heal. But the road was far from easy. Relapses, self-doubt, and the weight of his mistakes threatened to derail his progress.